Hi everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. It's a very sad time in the SwiftCase office because we're losing a very valued member of staff. Phil doesn't know it yet, but only joking. It's actually time for what we like to call Craigsit.
Yes, it's the end of it.
So we're gonna get Craigsit done.
Yeah. Can we not delay it?
And we're not going to delay it. We're going to unleash the potential of Craig as he moves on to work in a different industry, in the games industry.
Indeed, yeah.
So Craig can tell us a little bit about what he's going to be doing. All
my life, I suppose. I've had quite a big passion for video games. I grew up with it. I remember
slacker.
I was playing the Super Nintendo. That was my brother's, so I ended up stealing it off him.
Classic.
And I was just obsessed with it. I used to have posters on the wall. I used to love like all my Nintendo consoles and stuff like that. It was always wrestling and video games. They were like the things.
WWF wrestling,
in the 90s when it was good.
Yeah.
So I decided I couldn't be a wrestler, so I was doing video games instead. But there was an interesting crossroads, I remember, in my life, really, where at university I had the choice between going to one in Liverpool to do games development or to do like computing/web development. And I thought, okay, I want to do game design and kind of learn all that because I did a lot of it when I was a teenager. I used to do a lot of mods for PC games and everything, so that's where I learned all the stuff that I used here, like Photoshop, like even basic programming stuff as well as design. But I chose web development because I thought there was more job opportunities in it ultimately. So I ended up doing quite well at uni. And then I think straight out of uni, I started here.
Yeah.
It was.
And the only way is down.
Yeah. And it was when I was a fresh-faced little boy, really, and I came to Adam and a few of the people here, and you gave me the job, first big job outside.
How many interviews did you have before you came here? Was it your first interview?
Do you know what? I had one here, and I had one in another company, who I think has gone under.
Oh really? Probably because you didn't join them.
Didn't hire me.
That's right.
That was it.
Yeah, but no, it's been phenomenal, really. And it's only been recently I've kind of thought, because obviously I've had an amazing time at LivePoint/SwiftCase, but it was recently it's come back to me a little bit, and I was like, do you know what? I would quite like to give it a go. Unfortunately, thanks to Adam and everyone else here, I've kind of got this like amazing skill set now that I know translates perfectly into this industry, which I thought I'd never get the chance to do. And it turns out there's quite a few opportunities in the UK for someone like me. Yeah. So we're packing up and we're moving to the general Yorkshire area.
Although let's not be specific.
No. So this is 6 years you've been with us, haven't you? So you started as a junior web developer when we used to do websites. So I think it was a trial by fire, and in fact I got a really nice email from our first client who I went to go and see on the first day after I told her that because we still host our website even though we don't do websites anymore. Got a really nice email from her actually after I told her I was going. But it was crazy because obviously you learn a lot at uni, and this is why I'm very much a big advocate of anyone who's at university learning web or code or anything like that. You only learn so much by kind of educating yourself on the code, syntax and like theory. You've really got to go out and do projects, and I think you've got to work, and it's something that you really learn more in work. I learned more when I started my first 3 months here than I did at 3 years at uni. Without a doubt, because you're ingrained in it, and it's like it becomes a pride thing really, rather than God, when I do this project I know I've got to write 5,000 words about it to kind of justify it. No, you've kind of done your justification now, and this is why you do it. So that was good. I used to really enjoy design and stuff like that, but then I probably moved more into like the developer role, which was really good. And then it was more like
project management. So I was becoming solely responsible for making sure stuff gets done. And then eventually, like Adam, could see that this was clearly working, and I became the development manager, which as a result has led to doing all sorts of stuff like this, I suppose. We're doing podcasts, we're doing marketing, we're doing like...
That's one of the benefits, I suppose, of a small company is you do get to have a go at everything, and you pretty much have done every job in the business.
Coffee making's getting better, almost ready.
It is. Well, I've learned from the best of it. Yeah. But no, it's. Do you know what? A startup experience, it can be very worrying, and also, admittedly, as well, it can be quite stressful if you're not used to having a lot of responsibility. So I think anyone who's looking to get in to the industry, I would really advise going for a startup if you're a particular kind of person, especially if you like autonomy, you like being a driving force as well, because I think that's like a real big factor when it comes to working in a company like this. I think attitude is over everything, because you can learn the skills.
You can't hide either in a startup. You can hide in a big company if you've specialised, and your ideas may not get heard.
Yeah.
But if you haven't got any ideas and startup and things like that, then it'll be obvious.
Yeah.
Whereas in a big company, you could have all the ideas, but no one would ever hear you.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best things about it. It's sink or swim, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know that you've got like a fundamental role to play in the development of everything. Yeah, exactly. And as a result of that, now I feel like well equipped to deal with so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like everything really, because I think it also helps in just general life. Just responsibility and the ability to kind of pick stuff up as well. Like don't be afraid of having a go at something, even though it's outside your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure having you in our business for the last 6 years, and
well, it's only been a year and a half for me. It's nearly 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, you've been through like everything from time when we just had our first office, when we were all shoved in one room.
Oh, with
like no opening windows in a very hot summer.
It was mad, wasn't it? It was the way the windows were blacked out as well. There was very little.
It was spray paint.
Do you know what?
It was like no light in the winter, was there?
It's like the IT crowd, isn't it?
Like in the basement.
When you literally think of like an IT company, that's exactly what it was. So it was really cramped in there. But then we moved to a bigger office. Moved to this one.
Moved to this office, and then 2 years ago, nearly coming up to 1.5 years ago, coming up to 2, we moved to our second office in Liverpool. But actually, this is our last podcast, as well as Craig's last podcast. This is probably our last podcast that we're going to record in this office, because we're moving solely to Liverpool in the new year, and leaving the world behind. Yeah. So it's the end of an era for the office, for Craig,
for the podcast, and for our viewers,
and for the podcast as it is. So we've got a role to fill.
Yeah.
Phil and I will still be here. So if you were watching just for Craig, you've got a range of back episodes that you can watch. Probably we've been doing this, getting on for a year. We started last. Did we start last January or February?
We started early this year. I'm pretty sure this is near enough episode 70.
It's not.
If not plus.
It must be.
We're on 60 plus already.
Yeah.
8 a month. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check the official numbers.
Phil looks concerned.
I'm just concerned how quickly it's happened.
We'll be on your 100th episode special.
So we will probably have some. I don't know whether Alcus is going to join us for some of them.
Alcus is considerably cooler than me. So we'll bring a.
We're getting to wear his Ray-Bans. There's special computer glasses.
Yeah.
So there'll be a new voice on the Productivity podcast. Bringing you some side projects, some
excessive amounts of coffee.
Yeah, talking about lots of coffee, and it'd be a big change for the business. But I hope Craig has a good career as he moves on from us. He doesn't forget to come back and say hi. and maybe we might even get a guest
podcast.
Yes,
actually,
with Craig if his new employers allow. Otherwise, he could be just a guest freelance.
Yeah, exactly.
Craig McCarthy coming back.
I'll always be a friend of the show.
Yeah, he might even subscribe.
Oh yeah, don't ask for
Yeah. No. So I suppose on that note, I would suggest I've run out of I don't have any puns about myself.
Well, at least you ran out of the last one.
Maybe at the end of this episode we might put some of Craig's puns.
Craig Punzel.
Yeah.
Craig Punzel.
We've had Craig's it anyway, so
we have.
Craig's it. We're gonna get Craig's it done.
Yeah. And I think we'll have an emotional montage of me scratching my nose and me saying
slow motion.
Maybe we can find some office photos going back.
Oh God! There's that one, isn't there? I suppose I'll tell a little story about this. I suppose when we were getting office photos done, I'll get this picture and we'll put it up because it's amazing.
Yeah. It's right there at the bottom now.
And on the way into work, like you might see on this picture, the shirt looks a little bit bigger than maybe what I normally wear. It was because on the way into work that day, when we were getting the photos taken, I had all my hair nice and everything, ridiculous quiff, nice shirt on, seagull in the middle of Liverpool city centre, just
desiccated.
Laid this absolute bomb down on me, and it was ridiculous. And ever since then, I've been terrified of seagulls, to be fair, and I dodge it. Yeah. But I had to run up into like the Met Quarter in Liverpool. Try and wash myself because it was everywhere.
This is on photo day.
Yeah, so I had to text in, and I said, a bird's had a poo on me, sort of thing. And the other guy said, what you get up to on the weekends it's none of our business.
That wasn't me.
But thankfully, he bought a shirt for me. So that's when you look at this young picture of a fresh-faced Craig.
Literally this thing.
It was a devastating time for me that day.
I had a seagull steal a croissant out of my hand in the Liverpool City Centre. Maybe it was the same one, and it gave me the fright of my life. So probably.
I used to run gigs in Liverpool, and we were going to pick up a band member who'd got the train into Liverpool, and just as we came out of the train station, it immediately crapped on my brother's head. Of course. Right in front of the guy who was majorly embarrassed.
It's a devastating
it's just terrible. It's meant to be good luck. I don't know who it's good luck for.
Isn't it quite acidic as well?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. But one thing we should address in this podcast, which our junior developer has asked, and I've not been able to answer, maybe the viewers, is if we give seagulls Alka-Seltzer, do they explode?
They do.
They do? Is that true?
Yeah, it's a very cruel thing to do.
Is it? They don't have a sphincter, right, or something? They don't have
No, I think the idea... I don't think you give it them as a drink. The idea is that you throw it up.
Yeah, they eat it and then it fizzes in
the gas will explode, which is a highly cruel thing to do, and we do not recommend.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home.
It sounds to me like seagulls in general deserve it, based on the behaviour we've just talked about. So.
Yeah, I think animal cruelty in all situations, Phil, is unacceptable.
Disclaimer
on that. Yeah, that is not the company's view.
Yeah.
I think it's getting too close to Christmas.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't want that to be my legacy on the podcast.
We've only got a minute left before the camera runs out.
A sudden death of But obviously, thank you to our great viewers as well, our wonderful viewers who've put up with listening to me and my wonderful puns, or punderful puns, as I like to say. And best of luck, guys, in the future. And you've gained a valuable viewer.
100% increase in our viewing statistics. And if you are enjoying these episodes and you aren't going to miss Craig and you just want to see us guys, well, Phil and I will be back in the new year to do more SwiftCase productivity podcasts, probably bringing it back towards business issues and automation. Given that this has been a Christmas filming, I think it's gone a bit off topic on the last few episodes. So hope you've enjoyed this SwiftCase productivity podcast. If you have got any comments, drop them down below.
And tune in next time for room 404 of whether or not we should get rid of seagulls, where you can find out more about what we do, or rather you guys